And there that goes. All right, so as stated before in another segment, I am a pop culture guy. All right, I'm into celebrities, celestial beings, celebrity news and gossip. It's kind of my thing. All right, that's really why I started the podcast. You know, I cover hip hop housewives of popular cities and basketball wives. I cover that a lot. I cover a lot of love and hip hop programs.
Nigga, shut up. We're doing this segment because it was requested.
I'm into MTV's Real World. That's going on, right? Road Rules, yeah.
Road Rules, oh my God.
BET, College Hill, yeah. Yeah, I'm a pop culture guy.
No, you're not.
This segment is literally about Joe Budden and a date he went on.
No, it's not.
All right, let's see.
Okay, let's see.
Go for it.
All right.
All right, talk tough.
Clay Aiken said, why I support Joe Biden, our strongest ally. So, no, it's not about Joe Budden. At all.
Oh, cool. I love stupid bullshit like this.
Right. So he wrote this little op-ed opinion thingy on CNN.com and says, in 2008, I made two of the biggest decisions in my life. In August, I welcomed my son to the world. A month later, I came out as gay. For as long as I can remember, I always wanted to have a child. I was raised in North Carolina by an extraordinary Southern Baptist woman who spent her nights working at Sears to support us. When I was 1 year old, she left my abusive father and relied on the grace of a friend for shelter. We were poor, but we had each other. This is like the beginning of every good bootstrap story.
Jesus Christ, man. Why do people write fucking just get to the shit?
In school, I was the odd duck.
No, he wasn't.
Effeminate with red hair and a fondness for singing, I was picked on, bullied, harassed. I was called gay, sissy, and other slurs too horrible for print. I escaped through music and service, singing in church choirs and theater productions, mentoring kids at my local YMCA, and teaching special education for elementary school children with autism. Life wasn't perfect by any means, but I learned early on to use whatever gifts you receive to help others. For my own son, I wanted to do the same. I had no idea who he'd love or who he'd grow up to be, but I knew he didn't want him to live a life of lies, stigma, or shame. I wanted him to feel loved in an accepting and inclusive environment. To this day, coming out remains one of the best decisions I ever made as a father. More than 10 years later, I'm preparing for another incredibly important decision.
Yeah?
Voting for the next president of the United States.
Wait a second. He said this was in 2008. So then 10 years after is 2018?
He said more than 10 years later.
More than 10. Oh, I was like, what the fuck? It's like, oh man, this nigga just, you know what? He's already doing politician math.
Thursday night, on the eve of National Coming Out Day, the most diverse field of presidential candidates yet will gather for a historic town hall to discuss their visions and agendas for LGBTQ equality. The richness of their backgrounds and experiences makes me proud to be a Democrat. Bootlicker.
The funny thing about people saying the most diverse is like, yes, orange jokes about Trump. But like what? The son of what? Like German immigrants? Mm-hmm. Ben Carson? Mm-hmm. Carly Fiorina?
Yep.
Marco Rubio's what? Cuban?
Yeah.
Ted Cruz is like Cuban, Canadian, white?
Yep.
Yeah, like they had a fairly diverse field of damn selves.
They did, actually.
Yeah.
Well, but nobody was gay, and that's what
that
matters.
We know of. Well, if they let Lindsey Graham on the motherfucker, I know that's an assumption we make about the Gramster.
So the richness of their backgrounds and experiences made me proud to be a Democrat. Indeed, all of their ideas are necessarily bold and meaningful. All of their ideas.
Every single one.
Really? But I believe there is no one in the field who has done more with results to show for it to advance the rights and welfare of LGBTQ people as everyday Americans than Joe Biden.
Yeah. Because, you know, vice presidents and all that, the executive vice orders they post.
Well, he did some things as senator.
What? What'd he do?
supported DOMA.
Okay, that's the Defense of Marriage Act. So he saved gay people from being among divorce statistics.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes. And he also, what was the other one? He also voted for...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
Uh-oh. A federally mandated policy that deemed homosexuality incompatible with military life, thereby banning gay Americans from serving in the United States Armed Forces in any capacity.
So he tried to keep gay people from being bootlickers.
Sure.
Yeah. Joe Biden's a commie.
Fun fact about that one is that eventually the ban was declared unconstitutional in court. Guess who sued?
Joe Biden again, because he's a commie chameleon.
He is not a commie chameleon.
Yeah, he is. Boy, George, I ain't see that one coming.
Stop with the dad jokes. What the fuck?
I've heard it good.
So they were sued by the log cabin Republicans.
Oh, yeah, Republicans are to the left of Clay Aiken. This is how it goes.
It's a little weird.
These are the facts.
Okay. So there's that. Let me see. Oh, and then, of course, his new thing now is he's saying that Biden is saying that he is actually more progressive than Obama because he supported gay marriage before Obama did.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Like 4 hours before he did? Like what the fuck? I remember that shit because like I used to just let MSNBC play in the background while I was doing shit back then, and that was 2012. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was like just hours apart.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, did you do that yourself, or did the recent fundraiser in California kind of nudge you along?
It nudged. Gently nudged. So getting back to Mr. Aiken's logic here. We're facing inescapable challenges domestically and abroad. Since taking office, President Donald Trump has betrayed many of our core values and beliefs as Americans, shunned our allies, embraced murderous dictators, and incited a version of extremism that has resulted in a rise in domestic terrorism and hate crimes. So like every other fucking president we've ever had?
Yeah, domestic terrorism, hate crimes, embracing dictators. American values to me.
Right?
The fuck?
I would just like to remind everybody the KKK has existed since 1865.
And is not a terrorist organization.
So hate crimes targeting minorities, people of faith, LGBTQ Americans, and immigrant communities.
These are all things that just started.
These are all, like, none of this happened before Trump, actually.
Brand ass.
Yeah. Horrific mass shootings continue to rip across the United States, and according to the Human Rights Campaign, violence against LGBTQ Americans has resulted in the killing of at least 18 transgender women alone, the majority of them women of color. Yeah, we would know. We actually cover that shit. Around the world, according to HRC and others. According to HRC, nigga, what?
What, Human Rights Campaign?
All right. From Chechnya to El Salvador, Malaysia to Tanzania. Tanzania? Huh, Tanzania. Okay, there's a typo. All right. I was like, wait, that's not a place. LGBTQ individuals face terror and torture simply because of who they are. Is anybody else covering Chechnya? We cover Chechnya. We've covered it multiple times. There's concentration camps for gay people in Chechnya. Anyone else gonna cover it? No? Okay.
No, well, maybe the people in, what'd you say it was? Tanzania?
Yeah, Tanzania. Yeah. Tanzania's, the Tanzanian News Network is on it.
Yeah, well, the Tanzanian devils are a big topic out there.
Our next president must lead the world to meet these global challenges and ensure our democracy is safe and inclusive for everyone. Nigga, we ain't got no fucking democracy.
Yes, we do. He's going to prove it in a clip that I have lined up.
Oh,
where
yeah.
he thinks it's very democratized.
Yes. They must have a proven track record of achieving progressive policies through their career and a bold vision to build on that success for the future. Because if there's one thing that's progressive, it is the crime bill.
Yeah.
As vice president, Joe helped lead the passage of historic reform, which ensured millions of people with pre-existing conditions, including HIV.
Because you got to think.
The ACA, that's his fucking achievement. All right.
Before the crime bill, them little nigger boys, they were, and BG Knockout talks about this on DJ Vlad, that them little nigger boys, they do something like take one of them cars, take a car, drive it around, get arrested, be in there for a little while, and get right back on out. And that's kind of like conserving their position in the community. It's conservative.
Huh.
So he progressed that ass onto prison. See, so that's actually, the crime bill was actually a progressive position because he was like, they're stagnant. They're conservative. Like, they need a progressive push from juvie to prison. See, that's how that goes. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
All right, it gets worse. Along with President Obama, he oversaw our nation's economic recovery and steered us from another depression after the 2008 collapse. He worked to end Don't Ask, Don't Tell in 2010. He fucking voted to say that gay people should not be allowed to be in the military.
And he steered us away from a depression, Barry did, which is why we are another one of the people with a GoFundMe up.
Right?
Literally for medical bills for the cat this time.
Yep.
And what's that minimum wage there?
Huh?
$7.50?
What's that? It's the 10-year challenge.
The 10-year challenge.
Yes.
Barry Hussein had a supermajority for 2 years and the minimum wage stayed the same.
That was just incentive to bootstrap harder?
And we got to do another segment about how Elizabeth Warren has her own ACA.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right. So he worked to end Don't Ask, Don't Tell after initially voting that gay people shouldn't be allowed in the military. Okay. And the military ban on transgender service members. In the Senate, he co-authored the landmark Violence Against Women Act.
I like how it's co-authored.
And led the way for the only ban on assault weapons in high-capacity magazines in our nation's history, a ban he has pledged to reinstate if elected after Republicans allowed it to expire.
Now let's put some context to it, because the Violence Against Women Act, why did he co-author it? Because wishy-washy wordsmithing Jews like Bernie Sanders were against his crime bill. And that's when Bernie was new. I think because Bernie got elected in 90.
Okay.
And then he started getting active in 91. And he was just talking all sorts of mean chutzpah about Joe Biden's perfectly good Christian white crime bill.
Yes.
And so, to get heads like Bernie in on it, they made the Violence Against Women Act, tied it to the crime bill. And so now, your hands clean, your right hand's clean, your left hand's dirty, right? Like, you're either voting against violence against women,
right,
or you're voting for the crime. Yeah, like, it was just a way to get fucking those sneaky Jews like Bernie Sanders caught up in the game.
Yep. He championed the passage of the Matthew Shepard and James L. Byrd Hate Crimes Act. Okay. And Joe supported the freedom to marry at a time when most political pundits said it wasn't a good idea.
Wait. The Hate Crimes Act.
Yeah.
That was about the nigga that got dragged by the truck in Texas?
Yes.
Where did Botham Jean get clapped up?
Texas.
Texas? Mm-hmm. When's that white woman getting out of prison on good behavior?
Probably about 4 years.
And then when did another black woman just get clapped up in the house by that cop?
Texas.
Texas?
Texas.
Where did a story came and went, and I don't know if anyone got arrested because the story came and went, where somebody was like sending Amazon packages with bombs to black people's houses in
Texas.
How effective is this Joe Biden bill?
Well, also, don't forget about the black trans woman who was murdered in Texas.
Which one in the past week?
Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because we covered that because someone shot her, I want to say dumped her in a river? Does that sound right? Or, left her at, the river walk or something?
Gee, there's so many. The one that's fresh in my head right now was actually in Florida where they set her on fire in her car.
Oh, God, yeah.
This is why we have trigger warnings.
Exactly.
Yes, man, Phoenix Leader is typing furiously on the smart device. She's gonna find it.
Maybe.
She's gonna find it.
Well, in the meantime, there was a woman named Italy Marlowe who was also murdered in Texas.
All right, Biden.
Yeah.
Mr. Effective. I'll tell you what, folks. I'm looking through the sound. Phoenix Clear, come on. Phoenix
Sorry,
got it.
I can't find it. I can't find it. All
nope,
right.
not coming up.
Not soon enough. All right.
Okay.
But so yeah. So apparently Joe Biden cares about hate crimes. Yeah. And he supported the freedom to marry at a time when most political pundits said it wasn't a good idea. So like, when was DOMA? 1996?
Yeah, because he was running it. Because that was conservatives, right? Blue Dog Democrats were gonna vote for Bob Dole if Bill Clinton didn't do it. So he did it to defeat Bob Dole.
Yeah. So that was 1996. When did he officially reverse his position? 2012. Wow, it was really unpopular in 2012 to say that gay people should get to get married.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Like I remember, God, I was so against it back then. You can actually go back and listen to my podcast episodes. I literally had podcast episodes back then, and yeah, right. Fuck out of here. Fucking, and that's Billy Clinton. Oh no, you're talking about
Joe Biden.
Joe Bides.
And understands the transgender rights are the civil rights issues of our time. Really? Joe Biden is talking much about black trans women being murdered? As a gay man, I celebrate the historic significance of the first openly gay candidate running for president. It's a positive and important accomplishment in our nation's progress that the little redheaded and bullied me would never have believed to be possible. There's still a great more to be done, but I know the progress we've seen today is not only because of decades of tireless work by countless LGBTQ people, but also commitments that allies like Joe Biden have brought. What?
I like that wording. Allies like Joe Biden. If the word ally wasn't already toothless.
As history books will someday show in the chapters on LGBTQ rights, Joe Biden has been our ally each step of the way, except for the DOMA thing, and not reversing his position until, what the fuck did I say, 2012?
And was it really him, or wasn't it an advisor, or was it that fundraiser they had in California right before he changed it?
All right, so, yeah, all right, I guess 2012 is a long time. I mean, Bernie Sanders was like, we should have a pride parade in 1983 in Burlington. Like, Reagan was in office saying, let the gays die. And Bernie Sanders was like, let's have a pride parade. But sure, Biden's been a tireless fucking ally for us somehow, some way.
All right, so Clay Aiken.
Yes.
Again, Republicans are to the right or to the left of Clay Aiken. This is just a funny little clip that just it amuses me. Folks know Meghan McCain. Folks know what Meghan McCain comes from. All right, right-wing daughter of John McCain, and
But one of my best friends in the entire world is Clay Aiken.
Huh.
I don't even know what the hell that was right there.
But one of my best friends in the entire world is Clay Aiken.
I don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
But one of my best friends in the entire world is Clay Aiken. In the entire world is Clay Aiken. Our world is Clay Aiken. He actually came on my.
These are the facts.
But one of my best friends in the entire world is Clay Aiken.
Okay. Oh yeah, one of Clay Aiken's best friends is Meghan McCain, and it kind of makes you think about what a lot of us terrible, horrible Russian bot Bernie bro leftists said about Ellen DeGeneres and George Bush. It's a moneyed relationship. People with paper, they dig each other. They don't really care about them po folk.
No, they don't. Well, I mean, I think it was the Black Socialists of America Twitter. They made a tweet after the whole Ellen thing with George Bush and said, this is what class consciousness looks like. The rich have it. Do we? And I was like, oh, goddamn. I feel kind of called out a little bit.
And then Clay Aiken said some things about growing up in that Carolina.
Yes. Also, stop emailing me. So also, because, someone linked me to this on Twitter saying, can you cover this? And in the comment section, they have his town hall. Apparently, Biden joked that he was going to come out as gay during the town hall.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's National
And
Coming
pretended
Out
to
Day.
kiss Anderson Cooper,
Yeah.
who is gay.
I didn't know that.
I thought Anderson Cooper was gay.
It's one of them slick looking white men on one of those programs is.
They all look slick. That's their job.
Maybe it's the Coopster. Cause you know what? He looks legitimately slick. He doesn't look like, like fucking Gavin Newsom. He doesn't look like that.
All right.
Or like Brett Baer. Like he looks like a person. Yeah, them niggas look like fucked up Ken dolls.
I don't know. I thought he was.
Oh.
But
What up?
Yeah. So apparently Biden. So apparently Biden pretended to kiss Anderson Cooper and said he was going to come out as gay, and then talked about how the public discourse around the gays just used to be about them wanting to have around the clock sex. This is the guy?
Is that not public discourse around hetero men either?
No, it's different when you're gay because you're forcing your lifestyle down everybody's throats.
Yeah. Maybe you should stop praying and you won't be on your knees so their lifestyle can't be forced down your throat. Fucking Christians. That was weird commentary. That was not useful. No one's going to get anything useful out of that. That was that was a waste of seconds. That's just gigabit space that we could have used for something worthwhile. All right, so he's on Bill Maher in 2015.
You met him on American Idol. He now stars in the...
my mom, my stepbrothers and sisters, and, it was I like North Carolina. I think it's, it's a good place to grow up.
And it's now, unfortunately, being...
All right. North Carolina, good place to grow up.
What?
North Carolina is a good place to grow up. Go on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Spin it around your head. Twist like a helicopter. There's some folks from 2001 that are like, yeah, I like that whack rapper.
In school, I was the odd duck, effeminate with red hair and a fondness for singing. I was picked on, bullied, and harassed, called gay, sissy, and other slurs too horrible for print.
That's not what he said. No, he said this.
I don't think too different than most people's. I did have a single mom for the early part of my life, but my mom, my stepbrothers and sisters, and it was I like North Carolina. I think it's it's a good place to grow up.
See, it's a good place to grow up. Then he said something about we got ourselves a good democracy, and he said the same thing when he was on Bill Maher in 2015. That's fact.
To our beef. Not that it's really a beef. I re-looked at the bit, and you're right. There were some pretty rough jokes in there.
Oh, listen, I'm used to rough jokes.
Okay.
I think the thing that people misconstrue sometimes is that, not all places in this country are purple, and a lot of the districts have been gerrymandered.
That state is.
A lot of places have been gerrymandered. Remember, he believes we have a democracy.
Gerrymandered to hell.
Gerrymandered to hell.
Well,
Aiken.
you can have a democracy and be gerrymandered at the same time.
The Clayster. And then Clay Aiken on the Clinton campaign. Now, Clay Aiken says things that make sense.
Yes.
These are the facts. This is on CNN Politics. Super loud. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to edit that.
Servant, but those moderates in the middle of this country, a lot of them have negative feelings towards Hillary Clinton, and to some extent, I kind of feel like Secretary Clinton is a leaky boat at this point, and that concerns me.
I brought it too low.
I'll get on a leaky boat going in the. I think that she's been an incredible public servant, but those moderates in the middle of this country, a lot of them have negative feelings towards Hillary Clinton, and to some extent, I kind of feel like Secretary Clinton is a leaky boat at this point, and that concerns me as a Democrat. All
right, now, she's a leaky boat, and that concerns him as a Democrat. All right, that's the problem. Now, remember, this was the 2016 one, and Bernie is filling stadiums. Birds are landing on his fucking podium and hanging out with him for a minute.
Yes, that was fucking Disney magic.
Like, it was the shit. But Clay Aiken says,
this point, and that concerns me as a Democrat. I'll get on a leaky boat going in the right direction.
All right? But he'll get on a leaky boat going in the right direction.
Which is also like, Is that because you're the only one who could afford the life vest and you gonna be all right?
That hurts. That's rude and uncalled for, and you're not being civil.
I am uncouth.
Yes, as my mother would call you. Now, I didn't let the rest of this play when we were doing show prep, so let's just get a few more seconds and see what maybe the Clayster's going to swing it back around. I literally don't know what he's going to say.
Before I'll get on a strong boat going in the wrong direction, but I really want a strong boat next year on the Democratic side.
Wait, next year? Does he not know how often the president... This nigga said next year. He is not a child.
No.
That's a grown-ass adult that said next year.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know, the 2017 election. Jesus.
What the fuck?
What do you see?
I just read that little description on the side. Clay Aiken discusses coming out of the closet for Joe Biden and his friendship with Donald Trump.
Let's let this keep playing a little bit more.
Oh, man. I'm going to be right back.
Let's hear a little bit more. Clay, hey, why are you going to be right back? You got to go to the bathroom?
Yes, I do.
This nigga always got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to let it play without her here. She don't get to hear it. I don't want to hear his music.
I don't have any connection to the Biden campaign, but I am a big supporter of Joe Biden. I came out of the closet for Joe Biden months ago. You know, Vice President...
Came out of the closet for Joe Biden.
President Biden has certainly been critiqued for years for what I guess people call his gaffes or his misspeaks.
It's not just gaffes, motherfucker. It's his legislation.
I think that there's something refreshing about it, and I think people are starting to recognize that, you know. People may call them gaffes, but the truth is it's him being honest. If you look at the person who has said more things that would be considered gaffes than anybody else, Donald Trump, the man is in the lead. He's remained in the lead throughout the summer. Whether or not you agree with him politically, whether or not you think he's a serious candidate, the bottom line is he's tapped into a lot of anger that people on the right feel, and a lot of the desire from people around the country.
Okay, Trump didn't tap into shit. Trump was basically a right-wing radio host running for president. You know what? Take that sentence and go say it to another leftist. Take that shit. Trump was a right-wing radio host running for president. He essentially did what I said Alex Jones was doing. He took, like, essentially what are the greatest hits and racist and whatnot Republican talking points and just performed them well. All right, he's just a cover artist. He went out there and said the things that the people like hearing said, and he amused them. And he's got flair, and he does different tones in his Trumpy voice, but then he gets big and loud and knock the crap out of that guy. And you know what we're gonna do for America? He came out and performed the hits, and the people dug it. All right? Jesus.
To have someone who's authentic. I'm a friend of his. I like him as a person. He's always been very kind to me.
Clay Aiken, friends with Donald Trump. Friends with Donald Trump, out of the closet for Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton's a leaky boat, and he would get on that boat with her. South Carolina was pretty bad, but when he's talking to Bill Maher, nice place to come up. We have a democracy, but it's gerrymandered all to hell. Clay Aiken, for no office at all. We do not endorse this goofy fuck.
Except for when he made me lose on The Apprentice.
But the winner, Arsenio Hall.
He's got 5 kids. The 3 oldest are some of the most grounded individuals that you'd ever care to meet.
All right, Trump's kids, most grounded individuals that you'll ever meet. Keep going.
And I mean, that's me as a dad myself, hoping that my kid I can raise to be as upstanding as some of Donald Trump's kids. Sometimes I sort of liken Donald Trump to me to be sort of that uncle who embarrasses the hell out of you sometimes, and you still love them, but damn, you wish they'd shut up.
Yeah, that's what Trump is? Just an embarrassing uncle
Congress,
that you wish would
we're
shut
so
up.
partisan and so divided in this country nowadays that people are not really interested in hearing anything about you if you've got a D behind your name or if you've got an R behind your name.
The result did not go the way we wanted it to tonight, but we...
Yeah, Phoenix Leader's coming back from the bathe room, and yeah, that Clay Aiken is a fucking clown.
Did he actually say he was friends with Trump?
Yep. Because apparently having that, maybe he thinks he's going to get on another season of The Apprentice. That's what it was. He was on The Apprentice. And Donald Trump, you know, the anti-racist he is, he picked Arsenio Hall over Clayford Aikenberg.
Okay. When is this fucking from? 2014.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, Clayford Aikenberg. And he said Donald Trump's kids are some of the most well-grounded you ever gonna come across down there. Pretty good.
This is what happens when you live in North Carolina.
All right. But you know what? Folks requested it. This is probably what they wanted.
Oh, of course it is.
They're probably like, yeah,
Of course it is.
ruin it. Destroy it. All right. All right, winecellarmedia.com, folks. PayPal.me/Phoenix and William. Patreon.com/WineCellarMediaFund. Back in the saddle, as they call it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, get on the hell from around here, that gum, this, that, and other, man, tell you.